Hello, it's NoUms video number 35, a day late because of Hurricane my niece coming in and sort of blowing away yesterday, which is the usual day that I will do. My Sunday was usually when I do NoUms videos. I also did not, I actually had my first break, which is actually notable, my first break in doing my vocal exercises and my physio exercises. I've got had a really good, have a really good system going where every day before I do my reading out of, or at the moment, Orlando Furioso or whatever text I'm using, which before I do that readout, I do my vocal exercises as kind of my warm up. And yesterday was the one day out of it's got to be months that I have not done that. So yeah, it sucks that I missed a day yesterday, but it's also like, wow, that is the first day I've missed in forever. So that's really shows you how much of a disciplined habit I have formed here, that it was like, oh, I didn't get to that yesterday. It's like, and I can feel it. So that was notable. But other than yesterday, I did my vocal exercises all the way through the week, and I did my continued on with the Need for Words with Patsy Rodenberg, I think Rodenberg, doing exercises from her book as my vocal video for each week as a way of getting through the book. This was a very minor one this week, in that I'd done elaborated codes, which was explain something in very clear in very clear, easy to understand English, without jargon, without slang, without assumed knowledge. And I used the topic of BookTube and explaining BookTube, which was a fun exercise to do. Actually, I enjoyed doing that. It's kind of something that I have an instinct for, trying to kind of say things out clearly, or at least I enjoy that as an exercise. Maybe I don't always focus on that, and sometimes that can kill a video, or a video can be suddenly become far more, it's only for people who've actually read the work. But yeah, so that was a fun exercise. This was a little bit more of a minor one. This was do a couple of examples of restricted speaking. So I talked about BookTube again, TBRs, arcs, things like that. There's some specific things to BookTube, I guess. It's not that exclusive. It's not that hard, I think, to listen to. But then again, I've been on BookTube now for 4+ years, so it's not surprising that I wouldn't find it hard to understand. And the other one was at work, being working in a group home, being a support worker. There definitely, like, there's MPRs, there's referring to residents by their initials. There's various things where we have certain stuff, that we'll talk about. Um, so that was another case. It's one of the it's definitely it's hard to do, and it's hard to do an exercise where you are the fish swimming in the ocean, and not having someone else around you to go, yeah, but you just talked about that. What does that mean? It's like, oh, that means this. And just because it's so second nature, I've been a support worker now for 7 years or something like that. So I'm sure there's stuff there. I don't think we're heavily jargoned thing. I would say that a lot of my knowledge actually comes from very specifically knowing how to act around certain clients, what certain clients' needs are, what certain clients' preferences are. And just behaviorally knowing, like, okay, if this person is upset, there's a certain way of doing things versus this person. Everyone's an individual, and they have different ways of stuff, or have different challenges, limitations that you have to keep in mind, um, and what levels you're gonna do things on. So all that sort of stuff would be more, but I'm not gonna talk about that, of anyone's specific private information on even a private channel, and I would never talk about that here. That is stuff for work. That is literally their private personal lives, and I'm very privileged to be a part of that. I guess that would be something that I could include in that, is the idea of confidentiality. that no, I'm not going to say anything about a specific client because that's a part of our of the professional ethics that we agree to uphold, and if we violated that, it's definitely a reason to be dismissed because I'm this is a group home, but it's a home. It's these people's personal life and their personal space, and I'm there in a professional capacity, and I get paid for that, which is great. I make a living that, but there's a certain kind of responsibility. So yeah, there's that. So you see, there I am trying to make things explicit that aren't maybe explicit as such. I don't think there's anything else. I think my method of dealing with Rutenberg is going well. I'm just reading little chunks. I read up to an exercise, like the day before. I'll just read up to the next exercise. I'll stop, and then the next day I'll do that exercise as my vocal video explaining what I've read, and then continuing on. Because this has been such a thick and chunky chapter, and some of the exercises have been more daunting than others, though I found some of them quite entertaining to do. So I'll have to, once I've finished up Rutenberg, I'll have to go back and review all the exercises and say, okay, is there anything here I would like to keep? Like the debate one, or just speaking the elaborated code one, where it's something that's should be anyone who has got access to a dictionary should be able to understand everything that I say. Those are useful communication styles to remember, to think about and remember as I go. So I'm going to continue on with that. I'm going to continue on with doing my vocal exercises every day, barring another niece event, which won't be happening for a while. Um, yeah, yeah. So I've enjoyed that. Oh, I'd say my other thing that I noticed the last week is I watched some of my videos, and I can still hear myself doing it now. This whole project has been called my NoUms project. That's why these are my videos. And I have to admit that watching some of my fairly recent videos, I've fallen into. I still very much have those that vocal tick, and I have other vocal ticks that are still there, which I am working on, and is disheartening, is frustrating in a way. I hope that there's been at least some incremental improvement, but I watched a video of me reviewing Piers Anthony Apprentice Adept series, and I used a lot of ums in that video. I wonder if there is a correlation with feeling tired or feeling rushed or being unprepared. All those things I think can be contributing factors to when I do a lot, or having a lot of information to consult and having to look down at notes is another thing that definitely triggers that So I would like to work on being able to consult notes, yet not I would like to work on thinking on camera and that not converting into when every time I have to take a pause to think, because I enjoy thinking on camera. I enjoy how processing my thoughts and then vocalizing them on camera is somewhat of an exciting process for me. I get thinking done, and recording that is kind of what I like about this. It's one of the things that I like about this. It makes it a live experience for me as a speaker versus I work everything out to the nth degree and make a script and then simply get good at reciting that script. That's not as exciting to me as a speaker. So it's different than being a writer and writing something down and then I do my thinking when I'm writing down, whereas when I'm filming something, I'm doing that thinking as I'm speaking it. And that's a cool thing, but I also don't want to get into, I want to make that a pleasant experience for someone watching me. So developing a habit of being able to think while at the same time not umming, not doing lots of word repetition, not doing a cycle, a little uh I circle, 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 and then get it out, which I also notice myself doing. And some of this stuff might be hardwired, and that's just going to be who I am on camera, and I'll also have to accept that. But maybe I can lessen the ums more. I can continue to lessen the ums more. That would be a really good thing. All right, that is my no ums video number 35 for October the 3rd, 2022. I've been Jay. More videos later. Oh, the other thing to do, especially since when it is videos that I'm publishing on my public channel, and that my public channel name is kind of weird, is to remind myself to say my name at the beginning of each video, because there's always a chance someone's going to come to it for the first time and see it spelt out there, and it's weird spelt out. It doesn't make any sense. But if I say, "Hi, I'm Jay," that'll give them the hint to know how to say my full name. All right, I have been Jay. More videos later.